Hello and welcome to Lore of the Cards, the series that looks to find the lore hidden in your Hearthstone deck. To begin our look into the League of Explorers adventure, we had a look at the first wing, the Temple of Orsis. Let's follow that up with another shorter video, looking at the Djinn, the race of the first boss Zinar, and our card of the episode, the Djinni of Zephyrs. The art of the card is by Jakub Kasper, a Polish artist that seems to have next to no information on him on the internet, so I can't even pad out the episode with facts about him. Though he does have a website currently under construction. Mr. Kasper is an artist that works predominantly using digital methods. As well as producing works for Magic the Gathering and the Warcraft universe, he has also produced work for the game Pox Nora. It's got turtles in armour with cannons. Kasper's work can be found throughout Hearthstone, having his art shown in every aspect of the game. Bluegill Warrior in Vanilla, Mutating Injection in Naxxramas, Kazan Mystic in GVG, crowd favourite in TGT, Overclock in a Tavern Brawl, and of course, most recently, the Djinni of Zephyrs. Djinn, singular Djinni, are air elementals, and answered to their elemental lord, Al'akir, until his death during the Cataclysm expansion. It is unknown who is or who will become Al'akir's replacement as leader of the air elementals, but it's quite likely it could be one of the Djinn that replaces him, ranking amongst Al'akir's most powerful servants. In the non-canon Warcraft RPG, there are two types of Djinn, Djinni and Djinni Nobles. Djinni are relatively low ranking within the air elemental hierarchy, not quite scraping the bottom of the barrel, but pretty close. In contrast, the Djinni Nobles are second only to Al'akir himself. In World of Warcraft, there is only one type of Djinn, and they act as the lieutenants of Al'akir's forces, though this doesn't necessarily mean lower ranking Djinn do not exist. 4 Djinn among the race rise higher than any other and become members of the Conclave of Wind. This conclave consists only of Al'akir's most trusted lieutenants, and stand by his side in the Throne of the Four Winds, from which Al'akir rules his people. At the time of the Cataclysm expansion, the following Djinn made up the conclave. Anshal commanded the West Wind, which gave him the ability to rapidly heal his allies while infecting his opponents with poison. Nazir commanded the North Wind, giving his attacks an icy chill. It is said that the storms created by Nazir have claimed more lives than any of the other Windlords combined. Rohash commanded the East Wind, summoning gales that would slice flesh and pulverise mountains. The final member of the Conclave was sent to perform a special task at the behest of his master, when the mighty Deathwing returned to Azeroth, seeking to bring the world to its knees. Siamat, Lord of the South Wind, whose art is used for Zinar in League of Explorers, was to deliver a message to the Tol'vir that lived in Uldum. Join Deathwing and be returned to their original more powerful form, or defy the Black Dragon and be crushed by his fury. The Tol'vir all once had stone bodies, but the curse of flesh was inflicted upon them by Azeroth's old chaotic masters. The curse was designed to make the servants of the Titans more susceptible to their enemies' corruption. The Nepheset tribe were approached by Siamat, who offered them the gift to return to stone. Eager to recapture their past glory, the Nepheset agreed to an alliance with Deathwing. One by one, Siamat returned each of the Nepheset tribe to their previous form, but the task of converting so many from flesh to stone left Siamat drained. Seizing this opportunity, the Nepheset tribe rebelled, overpowering Siamat, who would have crushed them easily at his full power, and imprisoned him within a tower. Members of the Nepheset tribe would stand guard over Siamat's prison in the lost city of the Tol'vir. While the Nepheset tribe were now free, the dark powers used to transform them from flesh to stone had left them irrevocably twisted. They became violent to all that dared step into their domain, including the members of other Tol'vir tribes. Rightfully seeing the Nepheset as a menace, the heroes of Azeroth attacked the lost city of the Tol'vir. Though their attack left the Nepheset generals dead, the heroes accidentally unleashed Siamat from captivity. Even with his power partially drained, Siamat was still a vicious opponent. Using the south winds, he summoned storm clouds to strike down his enemies with lightning, called upon other wind elementals to aid him, and threw the heroes around his platform as if they weighed nothing. After a grueling fight, Siamat was slain. In the wake of the power vacuum left by Siamat's death, other Djinn vied for his position among the Conclave. One Djinni was Assad, who we had a look at last episode. This elemental was responsible for leading the attack on Orsis when the Orsis tribe declined Deathwing's invitation to join him. The wind elemental summoned a mighty sandstorm, burying the outpost and most of the Orsis tribe. Assad had also been placed in command of the Vortex Pinnacle by Al'akir. The Pinnacle acted as a staging ground for Al'akir's armies. Forces of wind elementals and Neferset Tol'vir, who didn't betray their master, prepared for battle at a moment's notice. All it took was a word from Deathwing or Al'akir, and the might of Skywall, home of the wind elementals, would be unleashed upon Uldum. Assad believed if he proved himself a capable leader of the Vortex Pinnacle, he would ascend to the Conclave of Winds. Assad's ambition would never come to fruition. Adventurers looking to deliver a blow to the Windlord attacked Vortex Pinnacle. Al'akir's army suffered a devastating defeat, and Assad was killed during the attack. Assad was no pushover, able to summon a storm that could quickly reduce any hero to ash. But in order to do this, he needed to summon a grounding field. If the heroes made it to this field before the storm, Assad's powerful attack was useless. After the death of Assad, the adventurers would eventually go on to defeat the Conclave of Winds and Al'akir himself. This has left the wind elementals currently leaderless, and as of yet it's unknown who will replace Al'akir and his trusted Conclave. Archaeologists, players in World of Warcraft who discover various trinkets as a profession, can also uncover an artifact relating to an ancient Djinn. A legend among the Ramkehen tribe of Tol'vir speaks of a wicked Djinn that the tribe sought to destroy. In order to escape his fated death, the Djinn looked to transfer his spirit to a monkey. During the process, he was discovered by the Tol'vir. The Djinn had only managed to transfer a small part of its essence into the monkey before his defeat. The essence that made it was only enough to possess the monkey's paw, which now crawls along the ground of its own accord. After fully uncovering this artifact, archaeologists could keep it as a pet. The final Djinn worth mentioning is Robin. The late Robin Williams, as well as being a Hollywood star, was also an avid gamer. So much so that he named his daughter after Princess Zelda. Williams was also a fan of the Warcraft franchise, and after his tragic death, the WoW developers placed Robin into the game to pay tribute to a great man. Robin is the first Djinn to be able to be released from a lamp. While this is obviously a tribute to Williams' character in Aladdin, it appears the Hearthstone team has carried on this piece of lore. The Djinn Zinar is released from a lamp that the glory-seeking Reno Jackson couldn't help but rub. In all honesty, I hope this is a lore mainstay, the story of a world I love being reshaped in tribute to a great man. So, there you have it, the lore behind the Djinni of Zephyrs, looking at the Djinn race within Warcraft. If you've liked the art I've used, all the artists I could find are in the description below. As always, I really hope you enjoyed this episode, and maybe even learnt something. If you're able to throw a like our way, we'd really appreciate that. If you dislike the video, well, I guess you can just suck my balls. I have 2 more cards I want to cover before I'm done with Orsis: Anubisath Guardian and Obsidian Destroyer. If there's any others you'd like me to cover, just let me know. Until next time guys, happy Hearthstoning, and I'll see you for more Lore of the Cards.